We all have those days where mental clutter takes over. Intrusive worries loop in your head, and before you know it, a minor frustration spirals into full emotional escalation, hijacking your entire afternoon. Today, we are going to fix that. Together, right now, we are going to build a customized 3-step cognitive toolkit. Step 1 is gathering your materials. Grab a physical pen and a piece of paper, or open a blank document in a note-taking app. I'll wait a second while you pull that up. Now, think of a recent, mildly stressful memory, something that annoyed you or made you anxious this past week. Keep that specific scenario at the front of your mind. We are going to use it as our test subject. Taking abstract, swirling anxieties out of your head and putting them onto a physical page forces your brain to look at them objectively. This process strips away the emotional weight and turns them into mechanical problems that you can solve. The first thing we need to address are cognitive distortions. These are exaggerated patterns of thought that convince your brain something is worse than it is. We frequently fall into all or nothing thinking, where a minor mistake feels like a complete failure, or we need decatastrophizing to pull us back from assuming the absolute worst-case scenario. To dismantle these patterns, we use a framework called catch, challenge, and change. On your paper, draw a line down the middle to make 2 columns. In the left column, column A, write down the immediate, automatic negative thought associated with your stressful memory. This should be raw and unedited. If your brain immediately jumped to, "I am useless," write exactly that. Don't filter it. Next, we move to the challenge phase using a technique called evidence testing. Look at that extreme thought and actively search your memory for concrete facts that prove it wrong. Take those contrasting facts and synthesize them into a balanced, realistic statement. Write this new statement in column B. Look at this checklist. We take the distorted thought on the left, strike it out, and replace it with the evidence-tested reality. I have prepared and will try my best. This rewriting process replaces emotional fiction with actionable data. This allows your brain to stop panicking and start processing the situation rationally. Sometimes the problem isn't a lingering thought, it's a sudden surge of physical emotion. And every emotional surge has a point of no return. Once your reaction crosses a physiological threshold, your rational brain is chemically overridden. Calming down becomes biologically impossible until the reaction runs its course. To prevent reaching that point, draw a new 3-column tracker on your paper. Title this the Watch Warning Storm Diary. In the first column, define your watch stage. Write down the specific external triggers that usually kick off your stress cycle, like receiving an urgent email late at night. In the middle column, define your warning stage. List the concrete physical symptoms your body exhibits right before you lose your temper. These are usually things like a tight chest, a rapid heartbeat, or clenched fists. This diagram illustrates that escalation.
You encounter the trigger, and your internal temperature starts rising into the yellow warning zone, bringing those tight chests and clenched fists with it. When you recognize those symptoms, you need to pull the emergency brake. This is the turtle technique. Deploying it in the yellow zone acts as a barrier, halting the temperature rise before it reaches the red storm zone. The turtle technique follows a strict step-by-step sequence. The moment you feel your warning signs, you stop entirely, take a deep breath to reset your nervous system, and then calmly respond. By mapping out your physical symptoms in advance, you create an early detection system. You intervene mechanically and shut down the emotional storm before it hijacks your behavior. You won't always have the time or space to pull out a notebook and write a diary entry when stress hits. For those moments, you need rapid, on-the-go mental tactics. At the bottom of your page, write the heading Fast Action Tactics. Underneath it, write down tactic number 1, thought stopping. Look at this graphic. This represents the disruptive nature of this tactic. It is a blunt instrument designed to break a repetitive worry cycle. To execute thought stopping, you issue a hard, conscious internal command, literally telling yourself, stop, to abruptly sever the looping thought before it gains momentum. Write down your second tactic, swat the bug. Instead of treating a nagging thought as a profound truth, visualize it as a tiny, annoying insect buzzing around your head, then mentally swat it away to instantly break its focus. There is a failure point here. Sometimes a thought is too stubborn to swat, and the harder you fight it, the louder and more intense it becomes. For those stubborn thoughts, write down tactic number 3, the half Nelson metaphor. Next to it, write the instruction: don't fight it. The metaphor is simple. Struggling against an intrusive thought is like fighting a wrestling hold. It only tightens the psychological grip. Active acceptance, letting the thought exist without engaging it, instantly releases that built-up tension. These 3 techniques serve as an immediate triage system. They neutralize minor mental intrusions on the spot, preventing them from taking root and evolving into full cognitive distortions. Take a moment and look down at the piece of paper you've been filling out. In just a few minutes, you have built a complete 3-part arsenal. You have a system to reframe distortions, a diary to track your emotional escalation, and 3 rapid response tactics for when you're on the move. This checklist represents your completed cognitive toolkit. The abstract noise in your head is now neatly organized into distinct, actionable steps on the page. Right now, pick up your phone and take a clear photo of your paper. Set that image as your lock screen for the next week, so these tools are always within reach. Mental resilience comes from following a repeatable protocol. By externalizing these steps, you have turned abstract concepts into an active practice that stays with you. You now possess a functional system for managing your own psychology.